Hi, everyone. Douglas Yones. We're live on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. As usual, making a bit of history this morning, the 20th ETF ever to come to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, but more importantly, the very first JP Morgan ETF to ever list here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with Citadel as DMM. It happened this morning. We just rang the opening bell. Now, for those of you who've been following this, and you know that this has been happening only for a year, the very first ETF hit the floor in November of 2022. We're only a year later. 20 ETFs have come down to the floor. But guess what? Because of that, we can measure everything that happens, what all these individual traders do every single day and provide liquidity for stocks. They're now doing it for ETFs. We have measured every ETF that have come to the floor. Guess what? Spreads, they are down. I have it in front of me, 43%. That's right. The amount of money to cross the bid offer for an ETF drops 43%. Size at the inside, that's the amount of money that's available when you and I want to trade JBND. The size at the inside, that goes up by 34%. But even more importantly, those of us that want to trade in the auction, you want to put your trade in overnight, you want to trade market on close. Opening auction slippage, down 80%. Closing auction slippage, down 41%. If you want those stats, you can find it all on our website, etfcentral.com. But more importantly, we're here this morning with Kay Herr. Kay is the U.S. CIO of Global Fixed Income, Currency, and Commodities at JP Morgan. And Rick Figley. Rick is the head portfolio manager on JBND. First of all, I got to ask you, Kay, what was it like to ring the opening trade bell?
So exciting to be here. Thank you so much. Really exciting to meet Tom and Pete. We're not going to interrupt them. They're busy. Terrific amount of volume this morning on JBond. We're excited about being on the floor. We're excited about active ETFs, and we think JBond's a terrific product in the core bond space.
Yeah, I mean, only a few months. ETFs is doing exceptionally well in terms of assets coming in. We had a huge opening auction this morning. I want to talk, though, generally about the fixed income markets. I mean, we're talking, it seems like everyone's talking about bonds, fixed income. I mean, put on the crystal ball, if you will, for us, and what do you sort of expect this year for fixed income?
So look, bonds are back. You've got very attractive, geez, I'm not going to ring the bell again. You've got very attractive yields in fixed income. You can get 5.3, 5.5% in a core bond actively managed by the team behind us who are taking care of your duration and of your credit risk. We think it's a terrific total return outlook. We think the Fed's going to start easing. We've got a soft landing in an economy. We think it's a great opportunity for real returns, real yields in bonds.
I want to come back to you. Rick Figley, you're the head portfolio manager for JBND. Could you tell us a little bit about the ETF?
Yeah, so JBond is an actively managed fixed income ETF that's managed to the U.S. aggregate index. JBond is going to take advantage of parts of the index that are underrepresented in the entire U.S. fixed income market. The U.S. Ag Index makes up almost or invests in only about 50% of the outstanding debt. JBond is going to invest in securitized securities, but in the entire universe. The attempt is to provide extra income and higher yield than what you're going to find in the index, along with greater diversification.
So for an investor, for an advisor, they say it's JBND, easy to remember, the JP Morgan Active Bond Fund, JBond. Where does it belong in a portfolio?
It belongs in your core holdings. This should be a core fixed income holding. When you think about either a 60-40 portfolio, it should be the majority of that 60-40 portfolio.
Okay, I want to come back to you a little bit. We talked a little bit about fixed income, but of course, the JP Morgan entire lineup of ETFs, I mean, you've got a lot out there. For investors, for advisors, you know, when you're speaking to your clients, what are you talking about right now in the marketplace?
So look, I'm a PM on both JSCP and JCPB. It really depends. There's a tremendous amount of money in money markets. There's something like $6 trillion in money market funds. With our expectation that the Fed's going to be cutting rates this year, we think it's a great time to lock in current yields. You can get 5.5%, 6% in actively managed bonds. We're going to manage the duration risk and the credit risk for you. We think it's a great opportunity for investors. Also, JPI, if you're looking for more income, JPIE is another terrific offering we've got.
Yeah, I mean, let's just put it out there. The entire JP Morgan suite of ETFs, I mean, is there a spot someone's listening and they want to learn more? Where should they go?
JPMorganfunds.com.
easy to remember. And of course, you go to our website, etfcentral.com. Just type in JP Morgan, you'll get the entire suite. Or of course, more importantly, type in JBND and learn about the new JP Morgan Active Bond Fund listed here on the floor. Thank you to everyone who's surrounding us. We got a bit of a crowd around us. Thank you to NYSE TV. We're live on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, the home of ETFs.